join the court. Because when I joined the court, everybody during the meeting will present orally the case. And I would see them reading. And I said, why don't you just give that to me and I will read it the night before so that the following day we can decide that fast. And so that became a practice in the entire court. So everybody submits a synopsis. Now, it's the chairman who must see to it that because in those synopses we decide whether to dismiss an appeal outright or not. So the chair is responsible to see to it that that synopsis is correct. And that is the responsibility of the chair. Now, the chair is also responsible for seeing to it when he certifies the decision, when it's already signed by everybody, that there are no typographical mistakes. I mean, you have to see to it because it will reflect badly in the court. Grammatical, typographical, that's even your problem. And so I have a staff who goes there, but I have to read again to make sure. There's a lot of reading. I stay awake up to 12 midnight before a division meeting just to read all of this. And sometimes I cannot finish, so I wake up early so that I can read everything before the 10 o'clock session. So it's a lot of work, really. Here, people, when they coming from the Court of Appeals and they realize the work, they are shocked. And they said, life was so serene and happy in the Court of Appeals. Well, he said, well, you better work on your cases because you will have a lot of backlog. And in fact, I was telling Justice Sereno, you better decide on those cases right away because if you postpone and postpone, you have to require them to submit a memorandum already and you have to write a full-blown decision. At this point, you can just dismiss that outright if you want because why do you have to write a decision when you are just affirming everything that the Court of Appeals said? So if you just affirm, don't write a decision anymore. You know, 5 years, when I was during the court, I was aghast that we have to write a full-blown decision when we are just reprimanding an employee or a lawyer. When we are only fining 1,000, we have to write a full-blown decision which is published in the SCRA. And I said, why do we spend so much time writing a full-blown decision for these minor matters? And it took me 5 years to convince the court to adopt the zero backlog policy. In that zero backlog policy, I said, optimally, the Supreme Court can decide only 1,000 cases a year without being reckless. We can decide 1,500, but we will be reckless. We will not polish our decisions. We will not be able to really give our thoughts to it. So optimally, we decide 1,000 cases. If we can decide only 1,000 cases, that means we cannot accept more than 1,000 cases for the writing of full-blown decisions. We must filter these cases. So how do you filter the cases? First, if you are just repeating what the Court of Appeals said, you are just reiterating, you are not changing anything, why do you have to write a full-blown decision? So we just dismiss that outright. Now, you write a full-blown decision only if you are reversing or modifying the decision. Also, we have a lot of administrative cases because we have 28,000 employees in the court. And as I said, we just reprimand or admonish, you have to write a decision. So we adopted the rule under the zero backlog policy that if the penalty is less than 10,000 fine or less than one year suspension, you can say that we adopt the findings of fact of the investigator and the conclusions of law investigator, and you attach it to that resolution. So we have cleared a lot of these administrative cases. So, you know, you start with the premise that we can decide only 1,000 cases a year. And from there, you will have to find out how to fill these cases. Now, you might, you know, the Supreme Court of the United States decide only 90 cases a year. They have 9 justices, and they decide only 10 cases per justice per year. We decide 1,000 cases, full-blown decisions. That's an average of 66 decisions per year. In other words, we decide 6.6 times than a U.S. Supreme Court justice decides. So, and in fact, other justices in other judiciaries ask me that, and I tell them, we decide about 66 cases minimum. That's our average. And he said, that's being reckless already. You should decide less than that, otherwise you cannot give it a lot of thought. But I said we can do it because we have a big staff. But, you know, there has been an explosion of cases filed in the court because we have now almost 100 million people. And you expect a lot of cases if you have a population of 100 million. So we have to devise ways how to decide these cases.
You are now an acting Chief Justice, no? And you are the presiding officer of the NBank. Do you still preside the deliberations in the First Division, Chief?
Yes.
Second Division, I mean?
That's right, Justice. Unfortunately, because I still remain as chair of the second division, I have to attend to the second division. I have to attend to the NBank. I have to attend to the PhilJA. I have to attend to everything that the Chief Justice attends. So I'm actually doing the job of two offices now, and I hope that this process will end so that I can go back to the job that should go only to one person.
You may or you may not answer this question. Is there then an edge of an outsider over you? I said you may or you may not.
Well, I think in terms of knowledge of what the judiciary needs to do to be fair, honest, and efficient, I think we in the court will have an edge because we know the problems. But that may not be the only consideration. There are other considerations, and I will respect the considerations that the President will follow in exercising his prerogative. But as I said, when it comes to knowing the problems of the court and when it comes to really understanding and discussing and finding solutions, I think we have done that. And that's why we have a lot of these initiatives now and that we're doing.
Huling tanong. Galing sa Twitter ito po, ha? Tagalog kasi. So Tagalog ba ito? Ay, English pala. You may or you may not answer. Having been very good friends before, compares even, do you think that you can ever be friends with the former Chief Justice?
Yes, why not? I mean, we can always forget and forgive.
Yeah. Have you seen him lately?
No, unfortunately, I haven't seen him lately.
Okay. Do you want to see him?
Well, we actually invited him during our inauguration of the Angeles City Hall of Justice.
In Angeles?
In Angeles City, because he was also the chief then when that was being constructed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. On that note, Chief, wala na pa. No more questions from me.
Thank you, Your Honors.
Okay, hindi pa karos lang. Okay, we will... Members, anong oras tayo mag-balik siya? 2:15? Okay. It's already 12:40. We will suspend the proceedings now. And then we will proceed at 2:15. 2:15. It's already 12:40. 2:15, no? 2:15. Okay. So, thank you very much.